Enjoy the show.
Beaming at you from the depths of the internet.
This is the Temple of Geek podcast, your one stop for all things geek.
All things geek.
Hello and welcome to the Temple of Geek podcast. My name is Monica and I will be your host today as we talk about geeky stuff. A lot of geeky stuff. I'm here with my co-host Jose and we are at Long Beach Comic Con.
Yeah, woo, Long Beach.
Long Beach Comic Con. And today we're going to talk just about some of the news that came out recently in Star Wars news, Marvel news, Disney news, and mainly stuff that came out of D23.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of DC, just since like there was a trailer that came out. People are loving it, people are not liking it.
And we're talking about the Joker?
Yeah, we're talking about the Joker. I'm loving it. I know some people are like, oh, a little iffy, don't know what's going on with it. What's DC's direction of the films? Are they going to do single stories, like Elseworld stories, or are they going to stop doing their main course of films?
Right. So we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. So first and foremost, D23, a lot of news came out. What was your favorite thing?
My favorite news about D23 was probably the new content we're going to get, the price points for these this streaming service. I think by far it beats out Netflix because there's 3 plans. If you guys don't know, you have the basic plans like $6.99 a month, so you get Disney Plus, just that. Or for $12.99 you get Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu Plus with added commercials. I know most people are like, oh, added commercials. Let's limited commercials. I think 2 or 3 are your programming. Or if you want to spend $150 upfront for 3 years for Disney Plus, and it's actually a lot cheaper for Netflix. Because I pay about $12.99 for Netflix, and for a year it's about the same price for 1 year subscription for Netflix.
And what you get with Disney Plus is like their whole, basically their catalog of all their Disney movies, Star Wars movies. You get the Marvel Cinematic Universe
shows. So you'll get Loki, you'll get Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You get WandaVision, which I think they should change the name, but they'll figure it out. I believe the Marvel What If, which I'm more excited for that.
The animated series?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what else is it coming out?
There's just so much.
Yeah, so much like so far for Marvel. And then for Star Wars.
And that was your favorite news, was like the actual price points for the Disney Plus?
Yeah, because that's really affordable. And like I have like multiple like streaming service. I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have Amazon Video, I believe it's called, or Amazon
Prime.
Yeah,
Video.
Amazon Video,
Yeah.
and I have like Funimation if I watch anime, and it's like so much streaming service. But if you have one company that's like doing pretty much all 3, that's for the price of one of them. That's phenomenal savings.
That's absolutely true. That's a really good point. I think too, because it's got so much of the different fandoms. It's got the Star Wars universe, the Marvel universe, and obviously Disney is huge, you know.
Yes.
So I think that's a very good value. I don't think that I would give up my Netflix. I think I'd probably like.
Did you save on to it?
I would definitely do Disney Disney Plus at that price point. Nate brought up an interesting thing. He thinks that because it's so affordable that maybe they're gonna start doing like another tier later on once they have everybody hooked in and everything, and they might say like, oh well, this is gonna be exclusively on our premium Disney Plus, so if you want this you have to pay an extra $2.99 a month or whatever. That's his fear.
That's what it started off with, like Netflix and Hulu. Yeah, so Netflix and Hulu when they first started out, the price points were simple. I think like $6 like Disney Plus is doing, and once it caught on, people started streaming more and like caught fire. So I figured, let's charge multiple prices as people have multiple screens. Like say for obviously TV, laptop, smartphone, or a tablet. So we'll charge multiple prices for multiple screens for multiple prices. So that's what $12.99 started, and then Hulu started out about for that same price, and then like people don't want commercials, so we'll charge an extra fee for no commercials. So later on, I'm sure Disney will start $6.99 and slowly move maybe $12.99, and then other plans will start $24, $25.
And that'll be interesting because if you are somebody that's locked into that 3-year for $149, you're kind of stuck a little bit,
Yeah.
So you have to decide if it's really worth it. But to be honest, when you think about the value of having Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney together, it might be worth being stuck on it.
Not only that too is like also like Disney has ESPN Plus, and there's a lot of sports fans that have ESPN, and then realize, wait, I have kids too. We like Disney. I can just get this service. My kids will be happy. I'll be happy. And also, Disney also is bringing up Net Geo. So
National Geographic.
Yes. So and it's like a big thing. And I'm excited for that too as well. Like I want to see all the cool like shows we're bringing out for it, or like seeing Planet Earth again on the screen as well. So I'm really excited for the price points. Other obviously shows I'm also excited for. I'm really excited for the What If animated series because they're bringing back all the voice actors from the MCU. And I think the first episode is going to be the Peggy Carter episode, where what happens is she got the super soldier formula. I'm super excited to bring Peggy back. Hopefully, maybe Disney will bring back Agent Carter for Disney Plus for a third season or continue on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that I was most excited for in general was just the overall diversity of Disney Plus as far as like the casting of their shows. It's a very diverse show. I'm really super excited to see Diego Luna back for the Rogue One spinoff for as Cassian Andor. I love Diego Luna. He's one of my favorite Mexican actors, and you know, since for the last 10 years or so, I've been watching his films in different languages, and to see him on our like fandom screen, to see him in Rogue One was like a big deal for me. And so to see him now like part of the Disney family, having his own show, and just seeing somebody that kind of looks like my uncles, my brothers, who has the same accent that my uncles and my brothers have, it's really, really cool for me, and I'm super excited, and I'm sure that is the case for a lot of people that don't get to see themselves on screen. So it's really exciting to see how much diversity is going into the Disney Plus family as far as like all the shows that are coming out. You were talking a little bit about WandaVision. Yes,
like I'm not a fan of the name, guys. I know most of you guys are. It's kind of bizarre naming for it, but I know they had a concept art of Vision and Wanda as like the set like in the 50s. And it's really like I wonder what's gonna happen. I think it's gonna involve with like multiverse stuff, and it's gonna be pretty insane.
So, from what I understand, WandaVision is a comedy series. It's like a sitcom, which is really interesting. And it's bringing back some funny characters. So, Kat Dennings, who was Darcy in the Thor movies, and she's hilarious. She'll be in that. Randall Park is coming back, and he is the officer who...
He's the FBI agent. He's like the handler, I believe, for Scott.
For Scott Lang, yeah absolutely. He's the one that keeps trying to catch Scott, and he's, at the end, he's like, I'll see you around. I was like, are we going to dinner? What's going on? That awkwardness. So he's coming back, and then I think it's Catherine Kahn, who's kind of a funny comedian. She is going to be playing like a nosy neighbor. That's how they described her. Okay. So it's a very sitcom series. And so when I see like the artwork for WandaVision, it's got this Pleasantville kind of Leave It to Beaver like feeling. I think that Wanda's gonna snap and she starts changing reality because she's so powerful. Yeah. And she's just living in this like dream world of still having vision. I think that her mental health might play into it, which I think will carry, because this is only going to be 6 episodes. It's only 6 hours. It's a nice little miniseries. It's like a little miniseries. Yeah. It's really going to explore what she's been through. She's had so much loss. She lost her brother. She lost vision. She lost her whole... She died. Her community, that her country, her whole country was like destroyed. Her parents, she suffered so much. So what happens to somebody like that? And does she start to twist reality with her powers? So I think that the Doctor Strange movie, which she's set to be in as well, which is a horror movie, may have to deal with that. And I feel like maybe Doctor Strange might come in and like have to fix her because he's the only one who would be powerful enough to do it, right? He's the only one that has like magic. Yeah. Scarlet Witch is kind of magic. So then in that case, then my scenario then for this would be probably the end of WandaVision is actually Wanda in the Sanctum Sanctorum with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is probably helping her out, like you were saying. So that's what I'm guessing. Then that's the case. That'd be kind of cool. Like the end of the series, it's Doctor Strange and Wanda having probably a therapy session, but in the Sanctum Sanctorum. So it's like with magic and stuff. Yeah. So like I have a theory about the Winter Soldier that we might see old Steve.
as part of the end of the series, it's probably him, Bucky, and Falcon having a drink and talking about like, how'd you do this, man? How are you able to throw that shield and make it come back?
Yeah.
So like that'd be a nice home because Old Steve is still alive in this current day of the MCU. So I would like that. It'd be a nice like homage, and I'm pretty sure Chris Evans might do a small cameo like that.
Yeah. That sounds awesome. Another thing that I'm really excited about with the Marvel universe in general is you mentioned like What If and like the Captain Carter, because you see in the comment sections or like those little films, the how it should have ended films and
those
stuff,
like fan-made,
they
like,
find you find all these like fan-made things. They're like, hey, but what about this? This doesn't make sense. And I really love the idea how you were kind of talking about what if Peggy Carter had become like, Captain America, or I mean, would she even be? She's British, right?
So she'd be Captain Britain.
She's not Captain British.
Captain Britain.
So like, I'm really excited about that sense in the Marvel universe, but also like more Star Wars, so the Mandalorian.
Oh my god! I gotta be honest. I think this is better than Episode 9. I'm saying like or was it The Last Skywalker or The Rise of Skywalker? I'm not a fan of the name. It's just. I think it kind of messes up the whole leading edge of like a Force Awakens to bring something new generation, and then the Last Jedi. Oh, it's the end of the era. It's the end of Skywalker, and then they bring it back with the Rise of Skywalker. I think misdirection. It probably, to me, they should have called it maybe Star Wars Legacy or Star Wars Legends or something like that. Something to portray like we're done with the Skywalker family. We're done with all this. Because to me, it's gonna feel like Rey was a Skywalker the whole time.
I mean, we don't know.
That's true.
We don't know.
Or it could be all a dream, you guys. That Dark Rey sequence in the end of the trailer, it could be a dream.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like when Luke had his dream when he was in the Vader helmet or whatever. I mean, it could be something where she's just connecting. I feel like they always are. Disney and Star Wars and all these people are so great at misdirection that we never know what's happening. So all our theories probably won't pan out. I really don't care either way because I just enjoy Star Wars content. I'm not invested in it. I'm invested in the fact that I love it as storytelling. I love the movies. I've grown up with them. But I just want more of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't care which way it goes. I'm able to like, oh, it would have been cool if they did this, but if it's not that, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be upset about it. I'm not gonna write a letter.
But with the Mandalorian, I'm super excited. Like we finally get literally a new story like about the bounty hunters, the underworld of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because I know they always alluded to it with like certain shows, like with the Clone Wars series. They've done episodes about the underbelly of like the Republic, of like the Star Wars universe, and then. There was going to be a game based on like the underbelly of Star Wars universe that didn't happen now. Which now I'm excited for this show. It's about a couple years after Return of the Jedi, so there's still chaos in the world, and I like the fact that get this brand new character, the bounty hunter, which I forgot the actor's name that's playing
Pedro
him.
Pascal.
Yes, he's amazing. If you haven't seen Narcos, he's in that show. He's absolutely amazing in Narcos.
Diego Luna's in Narcos too, isn't he?
He's in the 3rd season. Yes.
Yeah, nice. I can't watch the gore because I get all and because this is stuff that's based on real life. Like it's hard for me to watch. I'm like, I don't need this evil. But yeah, I'm very excited, and that's another thing we were talking about, like the diversity of the cast. The Mandalorian has such a diverse cast, and I'm very excited to see that. Like I am stoked.
I mean, you have Taika Waititi in this. He's playing an assassin.
He's playing an assassin. A little bit.
He's playing an assassin robot, which is amazing.
Cool.
Yeah,
and I think he's directing some of the episodes as well.
He's also you have Carl Weathers, I believe that's his name, that played
Carl Weathers.
Weathers. He played Apollo Creed. He's in the show, which I'm excited. And
he was also in Arrested Development, which he plays himself in Arrested Development, and it's freaking hilarious.
So he's in there. I think he's like I want to try to figure out what's his role in the show. I think he's probably the bookkeeper, I'm guessing.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I feel
he looks like the type. He's like collecting the fees or giving out the bounties out. But I'm really hoping that he doesn't, like the Mandalorian doesn't take off his helmet.
You don't want to see Pedro Pascal?
I want him to have the helmet on. He looks mysterious.
Yeah.
You'll know what's like. I guess makes me guess, or the audience guess, like what's his backstory? What happened to him? Why is he like this?
I was rewatching Solo, the Han Solo story, the Star Wars story, and I really enjoyed that movie. And as I was rewatching it, I was like, wow, this is such a fun movie. But it is talk about the underbelly of Star Wars a lot, because he was a smuggler, he was an orphan, he was just kind of like a scoundrel. So I wonder if he'll make any type of cameo in that universe, because he's so he has access to different things. Like Han Solo really has gotten around.
And he's well named, so it's like he's General Solo. He helped fought the Empire. So I'm
but
sure.
Not at first.
At
first he was like kind of like the bad guy. He was himself like he had a bounty on his head, and he was like a smuggler, and he was
frozen in carbonite.
He was, like bounty hunters were after him. So I kind of want to see if there'll be like a little bit of a cameo at the very least.
Or at least a reference. I'm sure they'll reference all the other characters. I'm sure we'll have Luke's name.
Or like
Leia's
a
name.
Easter eggs.
Maybe.
It might be
we'll see like a mysterious figure and the lightsaber. It's probably Luke or something like that. Because it takes place literally a couple years after Return of the Jedi. So I'm sure we'll see mentions, and I'm sure we'll see other X-Wings. Plus, the trailer of that show looks amazing. The production value.
And John Favreau is attached, and obviously he is responsible for a lot of like when it comes to Iron Man and making it so funny, and basically giving us Marvel that boost that it needed to get all these movies out and stuff. So I totally trust him completely. Yeah. He's been attached to so much great stuff that I love. So
I hope he comes out in the show too, because I know in Solo he played one of the aliens from.
Did he direct Solo? No, it was Ron Howard.
No. I'm saying he cameoed in Solo.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was the pilot with the multiple arms.
I feel like he's living his geek dream. Like he's really like living like the dream right now. What else? Oh, you wanted to talk about the Joker?
Yes.
So,
since I know there's another comic book company, DC. I know they haven't.
It does exist, right?
It does exist.
It's not just Marvel.
They have stuff out. They do release second season of Titans. They have a trailer out for it.
I saw that, yeah.
I'm kind of bummed that they canceled Swamp Thing.
So that had to do with financing and not so much the production, which is...
It's just really weird. It's like, why? Like, it shouldn't that cost that much money to make the show?
Yeah, it was basically the fault of the state in which they were filming. They were supposed to give them some kind of a rebate, and they didn't, so they went over budget, and they just didn't have the budget. Like, they were like, hey, this is your budget. This is what you get.
I know. I remember I read the news article, like, then the first episode was out, it's canceled because, of the budgets, and so oh my god, and I seen the first trailer, and it looks amazing.
But you never know, because even with shows like The Expanse, that show Sci-Fi canceled it, and Amazon picked it up. So we'll see how season 1 goes, and maybe the fans will bring it back.
Because I had really cool theories about it, that show. Maybe we'll bring John Constantine, because John Constantine first came out in Swamp Thing back in the comics, first appearance. Besides the point, so it's DC has stuff. Yeah, they have stuff going on. They have
Wonder Woman 84 is
coming out. Flash, they've actually found director. It's rumored, but it's a good chance that he's gonna direct it. It's the director for It Chapter 2. I forgot the director's name, but he's attached to possibly direct the Flash movie. I know that movie's been in limbo. They found a director that did Dope. He got canceled. Well, they canceled the project because of creative differences, and there was rumors going on of other people no, they didn't find a fit, so they found someone. Hopefully it's a true rumor. They hope they do it, because I want a Flash movie really bad. And then about next month October, there's another small indie movie with Joaquin Phoenix called The Joker, which
just a tiny little movie.
Yeah, it's a tiny
no big deal.
It's just a Joker.
An unheard of actor named Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah.
Nominated Academy Award winner Joaquin Phoenix. He was nominated for an Oscar.
I'm just messing.
So, I'm excited for this Joker movie. The final trailer came out a couple days ago. People are loving it. People are confused by it, especially some of my friends are not into comics. What's going on? Why is this a separate thing? Why is it set in the 80s? Well, it's a separate single story. It's like an Elseworld story, like those what if stories.
Oh, gotcha. Mm-hmm. So what are you excited about it? What makes you really excited about this film?
Actually, Joaquin Phoenix's performance. He lost 40 pounds to do this role, and just seeing the trailers of him laughing and automatically snap back to, I guess, what is normal behavior. I just want to see how it goes and how it points together, because in this movie, Thomas Wayne and Bruce Wayne are in this movie as well.
Thomas and Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And there's an interaction in the trailer with with the Joker and Thomas Wayne. Thomas Wayne punches him in the face. So I want to see how that goes. And I also have an idea of how this movie might end. It might end of Joker killing Bruce Wayne's parents,
Right.
like in the original Tim Burton movie.
Which is where it started.
Yeah. So hopefully, I'm excited for this. I hope this does well. And if this does well, maybe DC might do other things besides like their core movies.
Which are Batman movies, really.
Batman.
Rebooting Batman.
Superman, if he does get one. And then Wonder Woman sequel. And then the Aquaman sequel. And I think Shazam is lit for a sequel, I believe. It has to be, like, The Rock's playing Black Adam, so it has to be some. I hope they do, like, a separate storylines of, like, oh, let's do these, like, stories that are not canon. It doesn't fall into the DC EU? DC
Expanded universe?
Yeah. So we just do these what ifs so we can have, like, cool stories. Maybe we can have Superman Red Sun, where Superman lands in Russia instead of Kansas.
Oh, okay.
So you have a
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so this weird twisted Superman storyline, or you can have a what if story if, let's say, what Batman was the Green Lantern, what that also happened in the comics, so it was a what if. Or what if Wonder Woman didn't leave Themyscira, she stayed in, or didn't leave to go to man's world, stayed in Themyscira. So, yeah.
Interesting. So I kind of saw the original trailer for the Joker, and I wasn't excited. And the reason that I wasn't excited is that in this political climate with just the chaos that's happening with mass shootings in schools and churches, and people just kind of indiscriminately killing innocent people because of their hate and their, I just don't think it's a good time to romanticize somebody like a character who
represents chaos, or is the essence of chaos.
Is the essence of chaos, and I don't think that it's not a good story or that it won't be a good story. It's just it feels like a weird time for a story like that to come out when so many people are suffering due to the madness of people who just have no empathy, don't care for others, and to romanticize like a character like that is very scary for me in this time. So it's kind of why I haven't been really hyped. Where had this movie come out maybe 5 or 10 years ago, I probably would have eaten it up like it was amazing, or even maybe later in the future. But I just think right now it's really scary to like romanticize a figure like that, a man like that. And I don't mean Joaquin Phoenix, but I mean like the Joker himself, where he's just a chaotic person in general and does terrible things, and to make him kind of like this thing that people may romanticize scares me. That's kind of what has made me like, well, I'm over this type of character. I think it's why I've been drawn so much to the Marvel Universe, because it's more about inspiration and hope. And the characters are, even with like Thanos, for example, right? Thanos had good intentions, even though they were executed horribly, right? But there's this gray moral side, that you can kind of understand how people become this way or whatever. And so I don't know if the Joker's going to have that, because the Joker just seems like he just doesn't care. So I don't know. That's the only reason I'm not super excited about it. It's a scary time to bring out a movie like that. With the amount of hate and the things that people are actually dealing with in real life across the country. This year alone, we've had 250 mass shootings in the United States alone. And so it feels like almost everybody's affected by that, and it's really scary to see like a movie that's like, oh, this is so cool. When people are suffering. So I feel like timing. Had it been 10 years ago, I'd probably been like, man, that Joker movie was amazing or whatever. And, and I love Joaquin Phoenix. I think he's an amazing actor. And, I'm sure the storytelling is great. This is weird timing for me.
I see. I know. I just look at it like, if this movie does really well, like I said, we'll probably get those like amazing what if storylines, which I'm really excited for. There's like a lot of good stuff. Even though my majority's like some are Batman, but it's some really good what if Batman stories. Like it's like we might get a what if Batman fights Dracula, and then Batman becomes Dracula himself, which it's an awesome book.
Is it a book?
It's a book.
Shut up.
It's a whole series of like these mass murders are happening. Like what's going on? Like there's like weird bite marks on these victims' necks, and then you later find out it's like a vampire cult in Gotham, and like the Penguin turns into a vampire, and Batman's discovered what's going on. He gets help with Gotham PD, and he finds out Dracula is doing this. Batman fights Dracula. He gets bitten, and he becomes Dracula. He becomes the new king of the vampires.
Have you seen that meme that's amazing with Robert Pattinson? Is that his name? Pattinson?
Yeah.
The guy from Twilight. Where, they were like, man, it took so long for, like, the vampire to finally, or the bat to
Oh, yeah, the whole...
Sorry, I messed that one up. You know what I mean, right? Like, the vampire is a bat. Like, it took him forever to turn into a bat or whatever. So it took him 10 years or whatever.
So I'm excited for that to happen. Like, I want DC to take chances. I think they're playing it too safe. And then they pretty much are in the late game to, like, create their own universe.
And I think, too, what DC tried to do in 5 years, what it took Marvel 10 years to do. And they didn't build the foundation. They started with the Justice League movie and then origin stories after the fact. Yeah. So I don't think that it built up the hype the way Marvel did.
I think they were afraid of, like, people like, oh, you guys copying Marvel. You guys are copying Marvel. Like, well, Marvel copied other companies.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, I mean, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. So I think Marvel, DC should have done this. Hopefully, like I said, this movie does well and then spawns different ideas going on. And also, like, besides that, we're getting Birds of Prey, which is coming out next year. So you have, like, the Harley movie. So you have, like, Harley, Huntress.
The Suicide Squad reboot.
Suicide reboot which is exciting. And then Taika Waititi's joined the cast for Suicide Squad.
Wow.
So I'm hoping he plays King Shark. That'd be really funny because he's done great work with, like, motion cap and, like, I mean, he was Korg from Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, he's amazing. So before we sign off, any last thoughts you have about all the amazing things that are coming into the world right now?
Guys, check it out. Read. If you guys are not familiar with, like, the stuff we're talking about, go check out the comics. That's where most of the ideas for the shows are. But yeah, I'm really excited.
Do you have any recommendations on comics where people should check out?
If you're interested in for Swamp Thing, there's amazing Swamp Thing comics by Grant Morrison. He's pretty much like birthed Swamp Thing. It's really cool stuff. What else? And for, like, Star Wars stuff, there's, like, amazing Star Wars comics from the Legacy line to think, like, what if stories. So they do have bounty hunter stories and stuff like that. So I'm sure they got most of the ideas from the Mandarin.
Cool. Awesome. I'm just excited to see what comes out. So.
Me too.
So that's going to wrap up this episode of the Temple of Geek podcast. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today to listen to Jose and I ramble on and on at Long Beach Comic Con.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Cool stuff that we're excited about. Thank you guys. If you want to check out more, if you want to check out some more content, hit up our website at templeofgeek.com.
We also have our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and we also have TikTok, which
we're
I did not know.
TikTok now, guys. We're on TikTok.
All the same name, Temple of Geek. And check our YouTube channel. Check out our other podcasts.
Add us. Add us. Let us know what's up, what you're excited for.
Yeah, if you're interested, besides, if you don't want to listen to us talk about nerdy stuff,
we want to hear you.
We have a video game podcast.
Oh yeah, we do have a video game podcast, The Retro Rebel.
And we also have a toy podcast where I'm in it. So is my co-host Danniel. We talk about toys.
What do you guys talk about?
We talk about toys. We talk about toy news. We just recently talked about Hasbro, a toy company that makes My Little Ponies, Transformers, Star Wars figures, had bought Death Row Records.
I saw that.
A gangster rap music company. Hasbro bought that. So I'm really interested.
Yeah, that's amazing. So if you guys want to know more about that kind of stuff, hit us up over on www.templeofgeek.com and you can find out all kinds of stuff that pertains to the world of geek. I've been Monica. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Bye, I've been Jose.
Please follow us on Twitter at Temple of Geek. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Temple of Geek. And remember to visit templeofgeek.com, your one stop for all things geek.
Goodbye.